guys, long time no see and welcome back to my channel. So I have a video coming out soon talking about sort of where I've been and what's been going on. As we all know, 2020 has been a year. But I have definitely been working on some projects as well as a few life changes. So I have a video coming out this week talking about all of that. But I wanted to make sure I got this video out first and today because today starts the Reading Rush Challenge. And I took part in this last year. I had a lot of fun with it. And I thought this would be the perfect way to kickstart some reading as I really haven't read anything recently. I was reading like a maniac when quarantine first started, but that slowed down and now I'm really not reading much at all. So I figured the Reading Rush would be a perfect way to kickstart that. If you haven't heard of the Reading Rush, I will go ahead and link the video down below that explains everything, as well as link the video that talks about the prompts for this year. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and talk about the books that I have picked out for this year's Reading Rush. So the first prompt is a book with a cover that matches the color of your birthstone. So I was born August 24th, that makes me a Virgo. And that gives me a peridot birthstone. I'm probably not saying that right, but it is green. And what I learned going through my bookshelves for this was that we don't have a lot of green colors out there for covers. But I did manage to find one that kind of fits. So the book that I chose for this prompt is It Starts With Goodbye by Christina June. It's sort of a blue and then goes into green, but I figured that was the closest we were gonna get. So this is the book that I have chosen for this prompt. So this story is a modern retelling of Cinderella, kind of, from what I understand. It follows Tatum, who is under her stepmother's imposed house arrest after being accused of a crime she swears she did not do. So she kind of starts swapping emails with a guy who lives across the ocean in Ireland. That's really all I know about it. I'm sure there's a lot more to it, but that is all that I know. I was gifted this book a few years ago for my birthday, and I really need to start going through my bookshelves and actually reading the books that I have, so I thought this would be the perfect time. So the next prompt is a book that starts with the word the or the. So for this prompt, I chose The Unlikely Hero of Room 13B. I bought this book so long ago off of some recommendations, and I honestly haven't even looked at it since I opened it. So kind of the gist of from what I understand, this book follows the story of Adam, who is 15 and has divorced parents, step-siblings, and obsessive-compulsive disorder, and he's kind of just feeling overwhelmed in life, and he meets a girl, and that's really all that I know about it. But I thought it would be, again, the perfect Reading Rush read. It is short. The cover is really bright and cute, and I'm looking forward to diving into it. So the next prompt is a book that inspired a movie that you've seen, and for me that is Hidden Figures by Margot Leigh Shetterly. I watched this movie a few weeks ago, absolutely loved it. Cried my eyes out, and as soon as I found out that there was a book as well, I immediately ordered it, and I am definitely looking forward to diving into the world of these three amazing, powerful women. So the next prompt is read the first book that you touch. I'm in the middle of packing and getting ready to move, so honestly my books are a mess. A lot of them are in boxes, so I really don't know how to follow this prompt. But I will definitely be thinking on it, and I will be vlogging this week during the Reading Rush. So yeah, I guess we'll see in the vlog how I managed to figure out that prompt, but as of right now, I don't have anything. So the next prompt is read a book outside of your house, and for that one, I chose If It Makes You Happy by Kann. I live in Florida, so it's just unbearably hot out right now. So reading a book outside of my house really doesn't sound that appealing. I thought, this one's pretty short and it sounds adorable. So maybe a good pool book or a good hammock book, depending on the weather. But yeah, and this cover, gorgeous. So this story follows Winnie, who works at a 50s inspired diner and kind of finds herself caught up in a pageant whirlwind, I think, and finds herself having to do public engagements and speaking and things that she's deathly afraid of. So it just sounds like a really cute contemporary novel that I can definitely get behind. So the next prompt is a genre that you want to read more of. So I kind of twisted this one to fit, number one, the books that I have that are not in boxes, and then number two, kind of more books that I'm trying to read on my shelf. And that is kind of, I chose to take this as I'm going to read a book, a published book by a originally Wattpad author. So I buy pretty much every book that comes out that was written by a Wattpad author who either went into traditional publishing or took their book from Wattpad into traditional publishing. I love supporting Wattpad authors, and so I have so many books on my shelf that I have just not had the time to read, but that I love to buy. So I am going to be diving into Trapeze by Leigh Ansell. I pre-ordered this book back when it first came out. It was one of the original 6, which is the first 6 books that were published by Wattpad Books. And I have been meaning to get to this for so long. So I finally decided this is the time to do it. And I'm going to kind of twist it to fit into this prompt. So this story follows Corey, who is a trapeze artist in a traveling circus. She is 17 and she loves what she does, from what I understand. But then a tragedy strikes her circus, the tent burns down, and they lose everything. So her whole life is turned upside down and she now has to leave the circus. I believe she goes back to like public school and kind of just navigate this new life that she was not ready for. And the final prompt is read a book that takes place on a different continent. So for that prompt, I have chosen Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi. This is kind of a cheat because it is fantasy, and most fantasy takes place in a different world, which would mean a different continent. But again, I pre-ordered this book way before it came out. I was so excited for it after I read Children of Blood and Bone, and then I just have not picked it up. I'm so bad at reading sequels. I'll probably do like a whole challenge video of just trying to read sequels so I can get caught up on those. But I really just want to dive back into this world, and so I am very excited. So those are the books on my Reading Rush TBR. If you like this video, be sure to press a thumbs up. Again, I will be vlogging throughout the week, so I will be posting a weekly vlog at the end of the week. I'll also be posting my update video, kind of talking about why I disappeared, what's been going on, and kind of my plans moving forward. I've never really been a YouTuber. This is kind of just something I enjoy doing in my free time as a hobby. So I don't anticipate that changing, but with having more time at home, I think that this would be a good hobby for me to pick up because honestly, things have just been so stressful. So I will see you guys hopefully within the next couple of days with my update video, but if not, then definitely by the end of the week with my reading vlog. See you guys then. Bye. If you haven't heard of the Reading Rush, kind of talking about oh, I almost forgot. Part of this is doing a thumbnail. I spend my whole life in my PJs now, as I'm sure most of you can relate to.